Hi, I'm Matt Rather, and we are Overthinking Eurovision. We're going to be honest with you. For us, one of our favorite things about Eurovision is the hot, sexy geopolitics. Yep. Although Eurovision tries to be apolitical and was actually born out of an effort to bring the war-torn countries of Europe together, invariably, every year, real-world international drama works its way into the competition, which is why we are especially eager to cover Russia and Ukraine's entries. Quick current events refresher. In February 2014, Ukrainian demonstrators forced the pro-Russian president of Ukraine out of office. In March and April, Russia invaded and annexed the Crimea region of Ukraine, and the armed conflict along the border continues to this day. In 2015, Ukraine was unable to participate in Eurovision because they were busy getting invaded, and to add insult to injury, Russia's entry into the competition that year was a power ballad about world peace. I kid you not.
Praying for peace and healing. I hope we can start again.
This year, Ukraine is back, and they are pissed. For reference, here's Ukraine's 2014 Eurovision entry.
Tick-tock, can you hear me go tick-tock? My heart is like a clock and steady like a rock.
And here's what they've got for this year.
When strangers are coming, they come to your house. They kill you all and say we're not guilty.
It's a little subtle, Ukraine. Tell us how you really feel. The song is called 1944 and tells the story of how Stalin forcibly deported 240,000 Crimean Tatars from their homes. But you would be forgiven if you thought that this referred to the current conflict between Russia and Ukraine, because, let's be honest, that's precisely what's going on here. Now, to be clear, the rules of Eurovision ban explicitly political songs, but countries have been using the celebrate our history and heritage loophole for years to get around this. Last year, Armenia's entry into Eurovision was an obvious reference to the denial of the Armenian genocide by countries like Turkey and Azerbaijan. Sure, they had to change the title of the song to Face the Shadow, but... I mean, come on. Both Armenia in 2015 and Ukraine in 2016 have blatant political messages, and we have mixed feelings about that. It would be like if the Ukrainian athletes in the Summer Olympics came out for the opening ceremonies wearing this windbreaker. On the other hand, these are smaller countries using whatever platform they can to air their grievances against their powerful rivals. And I'm American. I have the luxury of not actually being invaded by a neighboring country. And if we were, we'd build a wall, and we'd have Mexico pay for it. Problem solved. Now, if Russia responded to this with yet another world peace ballad, that would have been some world-class trolling. But perhaps their propaganda machine is busy writing musical tributes to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, so instead, we have to settle for this.
Thunder and lightning, it's getting exciting. Lights up the skyline to show where you are.
It's catchy, and the projection effects are impressive, but they do feel derivative of Sweden's winning entry in last year's competition, which featured the performer interacting with an animated gnome.
He said, go dry your eyes and live your life like there is no tomorrow, son. And tell the others.
I almost admire the cynicism of, oh, you guys like projection effects? Well, here's some way more elaborate ones. Ta-da! See you in St. Petersburg. In the second verse, an actress shows up for Sergei to serenade. This is Vladislava Evtushenko, a name I totally didn't have to practice for 5 minutes before recording this. She recently represented Russia at the Miss Universe beauty pageant, which makes sense because she was not cast for her acting skills. She is not selling the idea of standing on a precipice. This is how you do it. Anyway, Russia is pulling out all the stops here. My favorite touch is when the two guys duck in just to breathe fire.
You're my only one.
And when it's all over, there is a curious coda. What's with this fourth wall breaking ending? Why do we need to be reminded that this isn't real? Maybe they're trying to come off as just super media savvy, or to prove that they can do Brechtian alienation just as well as anyone in the West.
Did you think I'd forgotten you? Perhaps you hoped I had.
But maybe, just maybe, we're seeing a crack in the wall of the propaganda machine. What if this is a subtle message to the Russian public that they shouldn't believe media-constructed narratives about the Putin regime, the war with Ukraine, or, well, anything else for that matter? I mean, this entire YouTube channel might also be an elaborate media-constructed narrative meant to distract you from the bleakness of our reality. But we would never do that to you. Everyone else on the internet is lying to you. But at Overthinking It, we only tell the truth. Thanks for watching Overthinking Eurovision. Here are some other videos you can watch, and here is a big button so you can subscribe to this channel and not miss anything. But if you really like what we do, we would love to have your support. Check out the Overthinking Eurovision Patreon page and become a patron there. It's patreon.com/Eurovision. And thanks for helping us to subject Eurovision to a level of scrutiny it probably doesn't deserve.